right, for some of you who may be new to ACW, even maybe some of you who are old to ACW, you may not know that ACW is a Cabot Guns brand. Cabot Guns, for some of you who aren't in the know on that, is basically, let's see how far we can take the 1911.
Yep.
Okay? And in a good way. In a good way. It is art as the 1911, right?
Correct.
So everything from gorgeous masterpiece, one of my favorites actually, Dante's Inferno.
That was a very cool gun.
Absolutely.
I hear about that all the time.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. All the way to Sherlock Holmes, which, I mean, the whole idea where it's not just the gun, the case goes into things. It's just really a unique piece of art. And honestly, it's where the gun stops being a gun as much as it starts being an art project. But even more than all of those amazing projects, Cabot Guns is known for one particular set of guns.
Yes,
and
sir.
that would have to be the freaking space rock guns.
Well, we've heard them called the moon rock guns. We've heard them called the comet guns, but technically they are the Big Bang set, and they are made from multi-billion-year-old Gibeon meteorite. 2 pistols that we unveiled back in 2016 that were made completely, the upper, lower, and a lot of the small parts from Gibeon meteorite. And yes, we did shoot them, and they shot very, very well.
I just had a big bang right there.
Oh, you had a big bang right there. That's
big
perfect.
bang gulp right there. So perfect. And so, you know, I'm glad we kind of got you up to speed on that. The Big Bang series of pistol, or excuse me, the 2 that it was included in that set are probably the thing in which I judge people's understanding of Cabot.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, have you heard from Cabot Guns? And some people may, unfortunately, be like, you know, I don't know. And then you say, how about Meteorite 1911? Oh, those guys, yep. And so it only made sense that when it was finally time to make a gun on the Alchemy Custom Weaponry side that tied into the Cabot Guns lore, it would have some freaking meteorite on it.
Yes, it does.
You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and let's talk about Stardust.
Well, this is very cool. So first off, I'm going to talk about this case. So this case is the Techno Frames Cabot case that we used to be able to offer at Cabot. Until about 2019, I get requests for these all the time. So this is another tie-in to the gun.
Yeah.
But it's just like basically Darth Vader's face mask built into a 1911 case.
Yeah, the scene where he, like, you know, does this number.
Yeah, does that, and then he pops up. So the glass opens up, and then you can have your pistol on display outside of the case. But this right here, y'all, this is Stardust. Let me put that back down.
I'll hold that for you.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, so the Martians have been real quiet since we dropped this. You know why? Because everybody's heard my saying, I want the 1911 to be the gun that we take to Mars and shoot those bastards in the face. And so it's kind of like now that they understand that we're not afraid to use, you know, outer space materials to do it, they've kind of been a little quiet on their end. But basically, what we've got here is a perfect tie-in on an Alchemy Prime Elite, or actually a Prime, excuse me, it is a Prime model, just with a couple things different, with a set of meteorite, I guess stocks is still technically the term. I use grips when it's a non-wood or ivory, but I'm actually a little bit, what would you call those, stocks or grips?
I mean, I would still call them grips, but these are made from Gibeon meteorite, which is the same exact meteorite that hit in Namibia. We're going to put it down at the bottom, in Africa, a while back. And the meteorite impact there is where we got the big chunk of meteorite where we made the Big Bang pistols out of. And it's a very famous impact. There were multiple pieces found there. And these grips are made from the same exact meteorite. Not the same chunk, but the same meteorite that impacted there in Africa. And the same thing goes for the trigger shoe on this pistol here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so on the Alchemy side of the house, of course, as we mentioned before, it is a Prime. It's been fully finished in our polished hard chrome. So it kind of gorgeous and honestly really sets off the contrast on the meteorite accoutrements, we might say. I think that's a French word, right? Is that a
French word? Yeah, accoutrement.
Okay. How you like them apples? I'm worldwide now. So then I've got gold bead front sight, flush cut and crown barrel, a proper ring hammer, because if you're going to do it, you might as well put a ring on it. And then, of course, some ball cuts, right?
Yep,
ball cuts on there.
Ball cut slide.
It's also got some tasteful engraving throughout the gun as well. Some twinkle twinkle little stars there on the end of the gun. I've also got, it looks like Jesus' star on the back on the grip safety. On the grip safety.
Yes, on the grip safety.
That looks like the wise men are going to find you. You know, you hold that above your head, you'll get some frankincense and myrrh in the mail.
Some gold.
And some gold. That's right. Well, that's already on the gun with the gold bead.
Yep.
So, you know, that's got that on the back of the grip safety there. So it's got some cool stuff. It's got a little meteorite homage there too on the slide stop. So, you know, it's not too much. It's subtle, which is Alchemy's thing, right? Like Alchemy's a subtle company, so we kind of, well, subtle in our gun
relative
designs,
terms.
not subtle in our marketing. But you know, it's a really nice tie-in with Cabot Guns, and it's something I think that we've really been meaning to do. It's something that really you know, closes the gap between Cabot and Alchemy. A lot of people sometimes really still don't understand the relationship, but understand that Alchemy is a Cabot Guns brand.
Yep.
And this particular gun is a perfect example of the two brands and kind of the best of both coming together to create a singular product.
Yeah, and this is not a new model, by the way. We just made one gun because we do not have enough meteorite to make any more grips. So this is...
Some will fall out of the sky.
Yeah, but not Gibeon meteorite. So yeah, we'll find another meteorite later, but not the same meteorite as we made the Big Bang pistols out of. So this was just a project where we looked at the material that we had and said, how can we tie in Alchemy and Cabot to make it fun. So this is a one-off piece. If you call in and say, hey, can I get some meteorite grips or stocks, if you want to call them stocks, we really won't care because we'll just have to say no.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no more space rock for us to do this with. This is all we've got for the Alchemy Custom Weaponry line. So Stardust.
Absolutely. Well, thank y'all for joining us today. We had a great time showing you this new one-off pistol from Alchemy. I hope you enjoy it. And man, that is going to be really a cool piece for somebody's collection out there. I've got a few Alchemy clients who I know would love to add that to their collection because they've got some pretty unique stuff themselves. But man, that is a cool gun. Obviously will not be a cheap gun.
Nope.
But it is cool nonetheless. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Nick and Eli with Alchemy Custom Weaponry. Have a great rest of your day.